Well, when Oklahoma lawmakers reconvene the first Monday of February, they face a tight budget and a tightening economy. I sat down with Speaker of the House Chris Benge to see what he hopes to accomplish despite some serious hurdles. Well, Mr. Speaker, we certainly are in some interesting economic times. What will that mean for the state budget, and what will it mean for our state in the coming few months?
Well, of course, the good news is that Oklahoma to this point has been spared and insulated from what's been going on nationally. By last count, I've seen that 43 states are experiencing severe budget shortfalls, including states like California, who have larger deficits than we have a total state budget in Oklahoma. So there's a lot of economic pain around the nation right now, and up through November, Oklahoma's been doing real well. A lot of it due to, I think, some policy decisions that we've made over the last couple of years, cutting taxes and being very careful about how we spend money. Also, energy has of course, played a role in that. That's helped us. And but having said all that, I think that at some point, I think the national economy does affect us. But I think we would expect a slower growth pattern and maybe even less money than what we had in fiscal year '09.
I've heard you say that energy is our state's future. How so, and what do we need to do?
Well, I think it is, and I think that we're at a very critical junction right now in the nation, and we have got to develop an energy policy that will secure our energy future for my children and their children. And I think that Oklahoma is very uniquely positioned to play a role in that. I think that we have energy expertise. We've obviously built this state on energy expertise. In fact, I've heard it said that petroleum was the alternative energy of the 20th century. And I don't see why we can't lead into the 21st century as far as what our energy needs, what those sources are going to be and how we need to use them. And so I think it's very important that we take this seriously, and I think that the federal government needs to take it seriously. But I think that the states can add to that. We can add to that debate. We can add to that momentum if we will develop our own energy plan. And I would like to see Oklahoma do that. We have large reserves of natural gas that we can look to use for transportation to incentivize the greater use of natural gas for transportation fuel. We have an ever-growing wind industry that can provide at least some of our electrical generation needs, and it's the all of the above approach is what I think we need to take.
So how do you see the state spurring that growth? Would it be tax incentives? Would it be encouraging maybe state agencies to use alternative forms of energy?
I think a little bit of both. I think we possibly use tax incentives. We can expand the tax credit, for example, on the purchase of compressed natural gas vehicles. We have one that's set to expire this next year, and so we could look to expand that, look to incentivize the building of fueling stations. If we're going to use compressed natural gas, we need to build out the infrastructure. We don't have enough fueling stations publicly available at this time, but we need to look to expand that, which I think will encourage the consumer then to purchase more compressed natural gas vehicles. And then also encourage government entities to do the same. OU and OSU, I know, are both looking to use compressed natural gas vehicles and look at other forms of alternative energy. And so I think all of that would help encourage its use and get us to that point where we can lessen our dependence on foreign energy sources.
Thank you for visiting with us.
You bet. Thank you.